In 2024, I watch a lot of animes. Some of them are really good, some of them are really bad. Some of them I didn't really care about and I totally forgot. But in this video, I'll be talking about the best animes I watched in 2024. And I know this video is a little bit late because I have watched a lot of anime. I'm a freaking anime junkie. All I do is watch anime. Help me. I need some help, please. But I was able to come up with a few animes that I really enjoy and want to give a little bit of a shout out to say and give it more credit. Some of these series you might know, some of these series you might not know. And if you know any of these series, put it down below, and also like and subscribe for more anime videos and more content from me. And yeah, let me talk about the animes I enjoy from 2024. The first on my list is gonna be Kobba Subba. I was really late to the Kobba Subba hype train, to be exact. I'm not really a fan of isekais that much. Isekais are like, they're isekais. They're you get what you get and you don't get upset, essentially. Once you go into certain isekais, you know what's gonna happen. It's basically like going into shonen, but every isekai is just borderline boring sometimes for me. So I was really surprised I actually enjoy Kobba Subba because I feel like it takes all the isekai tropes in this series and just makes it 10 times better. Because like I said in a video I made about Kobba Subba, it legit is just a fun time. Because certain isekais try to be like this serious thing. Kobba Subba you just have fun as much as they realize how redundant it is, how repetitive the isekai genre is. So they just expand on that and make it a better experience for the viewer because you don't really have to take Kobba Subba seriously, and I'm glad it doesn't take itself seriously because they know how repetitive the isekai genre is. So they don't try to make something new with the isekai genre. They just make it enjoyable for people to watch and not have to say, "Oh, they already did this already. They already did that." No, it's just fun and enjoyable throughout the whole episode and the season. I am currently on season 1 of Kobba Subba. There are 3 seasons and I might watch it. I don't know. If you guys want that, comment down below. But I really enjoyed the first season and I can't wait to watch more of it. And the second anime that really surprised me in 2024 was To Your Eternity. And at first I watched this way back when it was first releasing, but I totally forgot about it. All you need to know, the person who made this anime is the same person who makes A Silent Voice. And I'm gonna say, you're gonna end up crying throughout this whole series. I suggest, and I usually don't suggest people, I suggest you just not watch the opening because it just gets really depressing when you watch the opening throughout this whole series. Because it kind of gives you spoilers, but you just feel the depression in this whole series. And I don't want to really give too many spoilers about the series because I do want to make its own separate video on the series, but it is such a good feeling and also depressing time. It's like in this series, I suggest you don't keep attached to anybody in this series at all. And I know that's probably a big spoiler warning, but it is just a crazy story that will probably leave you wanting to watch more. And there's 2 seasons of this, and the only thing I'm really gonna say, I think 2 seasons was good for the series. They have a 3rd season coming out. I don't know when, but I feel like just watching the series, I think the 2 seasons were just really good. And yeah, To Your Eternity, I suggest you guys watch it. Also A Silent Voice because they're created by the same people. The other anime that really impressed me this year was World Trigger. World Trigger is a really, I hate using the word underrated, but it's such a anime that I think shonen people can get behind. Action is good, the story is pretty good, and I saw someone compare to like playing laser tag essentially, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't blame him for saying that because that's exactly what I was thinking when I was watching it. It's really underrated when it comes to like shonen, for example. I think no one really talks about it, and people should. There's a lot of characters you could probably really like because there's a bunch. And I feel like World Trigger, the characters don't feel like the main people. And I don't feel like anyone's a main character in World Trigger. It's just so good. And the first season was really good. The second season was because they had that little filler arc there, which I don't get why they had it, but it was there. And I highly suggest you watch it for the third season, because they go crazy on the animation in the third season. And I said them throughout my YouTube life and like video making. I don't really care about animation. I don't really care about is the story, and if animation is good, that's like a +1 for me. But yeah, it is really good, and I highly suggest you guys get a chance to watch this. It's really good. If you're a shonen lover, I highly suggest you watch it. And I'm going to talk about the shoujos I like this year. I like Fruit Basket this year. I already made a video on this whole anime, so check out the video if you haven't. But Fruit Basket is definitely one of my favorite shoujos that I've watched this year. I originally watched the 2001 version of the show and I totally forgot about it. So it having a reboot was refreshing, because it probably did more than the 2001 version of the show. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't really like it when I first watched it. Like the first season, the second season were good, and I didn't like the third season. The whole thing about Fruit Basket is that the romance is all over the place, and people could disagree with me if they want. But I think the story overall is a really good story, and I highly suggest you guys give it a chance. But another anime I got a chance to watch, and it was actually made in 2024. And the anime is called Too Many Losing Heroines. And I gotta say, it was a really cringy anime, but in a good way. It's a good cringy, because it's all about dealing with heartbreak and dealing with the fact that you cannot get over somebody no matter how much you try. And basically trying to get over it as best as you can, even though it's really, really hard. And even if you never asked anybody out in your life, you could probably feel the cringiness of a rejection, because usually half the stories are dealing with childhood friends. And I always say this, in romance, the childhood friend never wins. In some cases, in this series, the childhood friend doesn't win, but there's one case in here that the childhood friend actually does win and actually gets, their childhood friend. And it is really, really weird to watch, because you're just feeling the pain of being rejected. And it was a really good experience. And the main character is like a therapist here, basically trying to help him out with the idea of being rejected, or the results of being rejected. It was hard to watch, but in a good way. And if you want to deal with that, I highly suggest you guys give this a watch. But honorable mentions, I did watch Mutoto Tensei this year, and I gotta say, the first season was good. I did not like the second season at all. I think the first season is definitely the better part of Mutoto Tensei. I also watched haikyuu, the full haikyuu. And what else am I gonna say? I said it in my video about haikyuu. It is definitely one of my favorite sports anime out there. I also got a chance to watch the full version of Mashle, as in the 2 seasons of Mashle. Going into it, I was like, oh, it's just a goofy anime. And it is. It is basically a comedy anime shonen. And it was really fun watching it. I actually really enjoyed watching it. If you want a mix of One Punch Man and Harry Potter, go watch Mashle, because it's really good and very hilarious. Another thing I watched this year, I watched Bocchi the Rock. I think it's a really good thing about social anxiety and trying to deal with it. The music in there was actually pretty good. I also watched Ranking of Kings, which I really wanted to do a video on later on in the year about it, because I really enjoyed it. And I don't want to give too many spoilers, but it is so, I hate using the word underrated, like I said, but it's so good that I highly suggest y'all watch it, because me explaining it right now won't even do it any justice. And yeah, these are the animes I've watched this year. Put it down below what animes you watch in 2024, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.